Philippe VI. Again, this was a structured transition within the line, so not an abdication that nullified the rights of Juan Carlos's grandchildren. The key difference here, in these cases, abdication was vertical and immediate, designed to preserve dynastic continuity. Prince Harry's departure, however, was elective, partial, and without succession function, more akin to Edward VIII and Juan Carlos, and the question is whether it could be formalized into a form of abdication. Prince Harry has not signed an act of abdication, but if one accepts that his effective withdrawal from royal duties is a form of dynastic abdication, even informally, then it follows by precedent that his renunciation would be seen not as just personal but hereditary, and Archie and Lilibet, like hypothetical children of Edward VIII, would be considered outside the line of succession. The logic is clear: one cannot abdicate one's duty, yet claim its privileges for one's heirs. However, this is not current constitutional doctrine in the UK. Under the Succession to the Crown Act 2013, removal from the line requires specific legislation or disqualification, for example, becoming a Catholic, not informal estrangement. In principle, abdication severs...
Welcome back, my darlings, to another bold and blazing episode of Meghan and Harry Tales. Today, we're going deep into a fiery take by none other than Professor Tim Wilson. And let me tell you, this one had the crown shaking, because Professor Wilson has had enough. Enough of the nonsense, enough of the gaslighting, enough of this hypocritical campaign to strip Prince Harry of his royal identity. And in a passionate outburst, he made it clear: Prince Harry should not abdicate. He shouldn't surrender his birthright. He shouldn't be erased from the royal picture just because he's chosen truth over tradition. Let's unpack this, shall we? Professor Tim Wilson, a respected voice on royal affairs, offers a clear and thoughtful perspective on the ongoing debate surrounding Prince Harry's role within the monarchy. According to Wilson, Prince Harry should never feel compelled to abdicate his royal titles or relinquish his identity as a member of the royal family. These titles are not just ceremonial, they are deeply woven into the fabric of his life and the nation's history. Harry's birthright, Wilson argues, is not a cage that confines him, but rather a powerful platform, one that he has chosen to use to champion causes that truly matter to him and to society at large. Through his charitable work and public advocacy, Harry demonstrates that royal status can be a force for positive change. A royal title is more than just a name or a symbol. It's a living link to centuries of tradition, responsibility, and service. It connects the present to the past and serves as a reminder of the enduring values the monarchy represents. When Harry and Meghan stepped back from their official duties, it wasn't an act of abdication or rejection. Instead, it was a bold redefinition of what service can look like in the modern world, one that prioritizes impact over protocol. Today, Harry continues to serve in new and impactful ways. He uses his heritage not as a shield, but as a tool for good, supporting veterans, promoting mental health awareness, and lending his voice to those who need it most. By speaking openly about mental health and advocating for the welfare of veterans, Harry fulfills the royal ideal of service in a way that resonates with people around the world. His actions inspire others to break the silence and seek help. In Wilson's view, Harry is not a runaway royal, but a global ambassador for compassion and understanding. He bridges cultures, connects communities, and brings attention to issues that transcend borders. Stripping Harry of his titles would not only be a personal blow, but would also silence a vital voice for progress and empathy in a world that needs it more than ever. Ultimately, Harry's journey is not an ending, but the evolution of a prince who is honouring his legacy in a new era, one defined by service, compassion, and a commitment to making a difference. Prince Harry faces relentless scrutiny from the media, a constant barrage of headlines and stories that dissect his every move. From the moment he steps outside, cameras flash and microphones are thrust in his direction, capturing even the smallest details of his life. The British tabloids, in particular, seem to have made him their favourite target, publishing sensational stories that often blur the line between fact and speculation. Alongside the tabloids, royal commentators and so-called experts fill television screens, loudly demanding that Harry be stripped of his royal titles. These debates are not just about protocol, they're about power, tradition, and who gets to define what it means to be royal in the modern age. This isn't gentle criticism, it's a coordinated campaign to erase his royal identity altogether. The imagery is stark, his face crossed out, his name omitted, his achievements downplayed or ignored. It's as if some want to rewrite history, removing him from the royal narrative entirely. Critics profit from this ongoing conflict, using Harry's story to uphold a rigid, unyielding image of the monarchy, one that demands silence, conformity, and unquestioning loyalty. The louder the controversy, the higher the ratings and the more papers sold. But Harry's openness about his personal struggles, his willingness to speak candidly about mental health and family pressures, challenges this outdated model. Instead of being celebrated for his honesty, he's attacked for breaking the silence, for daring to be vulnerable in public. The good he does, like founding and championing the Invictus Games, which empowers wounded veterans and brings hope to so many, and his years of dedicated military service, including time spent on the front lines in Afghanistan, are often conveniently ignored or overshadowed by controversy. Professor Tim Wilson urges us to look past the headlines and see through this misrepresentation. Harry hasn't abandoned his sense of duty, instead he's redefined it, choosing to serve in ways that align with his values and beliefs, even if that means breaking with tradition. The pressure for Harry to abdicate his titles and step away from royal life is less about protecting the monarchy and more about maintaining control, about sending a message to anyone else who might consider forging their own path. Critics want to punish him for his independence, to make an example of him, and to warn others that challenging the status quo comes at a steep price. Yet, despite the noise, Harry continues to prove that it's possible to retain one's heritage and dignity while forging a new, independent identity. He stands as a symbol of resilience, showing that tradition and progress can coexist. In the end, it's Harry's ongoing success and his refusal to be silenced that make the criticism all the more desperate, a testament to the power of forging your own path, even in the face of relentless opposition. Professor Wilson highlights the double standards within the royal institution. Other royals' missteps are quietly managed, but Harry's choices are framed as crises. His desire for independence is condemned, while others' ambitions are tolerated. This disparity reveals the institution's priority: conformity over integrity. Harry's actions are about protecting his family, not rebellion. The focus on Harry and Meghan diverts attention from the institution's own flaws. The double standard exposes an institution clinging to outdated rules. Professor Wilson reframes Harry's decisions as a new kind of strength. In a world demanding conformity, living authentically is courageous, especially for a royal. Harry's openness about mental health and grief breaks stigma and connects with people. His commitment to Meghan, despite media attacks, shows true honour and integrity. This isn't rebellion, but principled leadership. Harry proves one can honour heritage without being imprisoned by it. This new royal strength, honesty, compassion, courage, may be the monarchy's key to survival. Professor Wilson explores the establishment's fear of an independent royal voice. The monarchy has long controlled its narrative. Harry disrupts this by speaking freely. His lived experience gives his words unique authority, making him a potent force. Harry's success outside the palace shows a royal can thrive without official approval. This challenges the institution's hierarchy and control. Calls to strip his title are attempts to diminish his platform and reassert control. Harry's independence is a reminder that the monarchy is changing. The old guard's discomfort signals a new era is dawning. Professor Wilson emphasises Meghan's role as an essential partner in Harry's transformation. Their union is a partnership of purpose, not disruption. Meghan's perspective helped Harry see a new path, aligned with his conscience and his mother's legacy. Their shared struggle against hostility clarified their mission to thrive and serve on their own terms. Walking away from privilege took immense courage. They did it together. Their legacy is built on action, empathy, and making a difference, not tradition. Wilson urges us to see their journey as a powerful love story and partnership. So to those screaming "Abdicate," we say no. Prince Harry doesn't owe the institution his silence. He owes his children the truth. He owes himself peace. And he owes this world an example of what it means to break free without breaking down. Professor Tim Wilson, you spoke for millions, and on this platform we hear you loud and clear. Now it's your turn, my darlings. Do you believe Harry should ever feel pressured to give up his identity, his titles, his legacy? Or should he, as Professor Wilson urges, hold his head high and keep going? Until next time, stay bold, stay kind, stay royal, your way.